All right. Good evening, everyone. Sorry for this delay of telecast or delay of our online sessions because I have to prepare the test items for this evening. Musta po? Naririnig niyo po ako? Everybody's ready now? Okay, we have how many in the game? We have 17. Nice start. Let's check your knowledge on what is the recommended minimum classroom ceiling height under the MPSS. Okay, blue is the correct answer. 2.70 meters from the floor to the ceiling. Okay. Ed got the first place. R second. Zav third. Esther on the fourth. Question 2. Classroom floor finish should preferably be green, non-skid surface finished. That's the floor. Zav, Ed, R, Pia, and Ma'am Arlene on the fifth. Question 3. How many doors are recommended per classroom? How many doors? You are all correct. There should be entrance and exit doors. Zav, Ed, R, Pia, and Ma'am Arlene. Habol. Classroom door swing capacity should ideally be how many degrees? Yellow, 180 degrees moving outward. No? Bawal po yung paloob. Should be moving outward. Zav, R, Ed, Emmy, and Pia. What's the purpose for disaster risk, no? Or during typhoons, sunog. Green, only two got the correct answer. Zero point 0.9 meters. Okay. Still Zav, Pia, R, Ed, and Emmy on the scoreboard. Window seal height from the floor is in a single story classroom should be above green 1 meter. Okay, binigay ko na test sa inyo. Dapat alam nyo na ito. Ah. Ed, now on the first, Emmy, Zab, Pia, and R are the scoreboard. Question 7. The primary purpose of bilateral window placement is yellow for natural lighting and cross ventilation. Ed first, Emmy second, Pia, R, and Zal. Question 8. Corridor width for multi-story buildings should be at least how many meters? Okay, the answer is yellow, 2 meters corridor width. Ed, R, Norbs, Emmy, and Pia. 9. Accessibility ramps should have a maximum slope of what's the ratio of the slope against the floor? The answer is red, 1 is to 12. 1 is to 12. Ed still on the first, Zab second, R, Nobs, and Emmy. Question 10. School buildings in the Philippines are generally designed to resist wind speed up to 250 kilometers per hour. 250 kilometers. 11 got the correct answer. Still Ed on the first, Emmy on second, Zav on third, R, and Rina on the fifth place. Next, 11. School structure should follow which structural code? Yellow. Okay, the National Structure Code of the Philippines. Here are your top five still on their names. What is the typical recommended design service life of any school building? How many years is the lifespan of a school building? Typically, it's 50 years. Wow, yellow. 50 years is the minimum or the recommended lifespan design. Oh, design, huh? Ed, Emmy, R, Zav, and Rina. Question 13. The foundation design must be based primarily on soil bearing, building color, teacher preference, or student population. Okay, it's about the soil test result. Okay, red got the correct answer. Here are your top five still. No names are included. School buildings in earthquake prone areas must follow electrical mode, traffic code, seismic load, or fire code. Seismic load. Ed, Emmy, Zav, R, and Rina. Where are the rest? Next, the columns and the beams must be constructed using quality structural materials that needs the standard. Okay. Electrical wiring in schools should also comply with pabilisan ng pag-click para malabanan nyo yung mga top 5. Philippine Electrical Code. Still, no? No names are included yet. Grounding systems are installed mainly to prevent electrical shock and fire risk is the answer. Ed, Emmy, Zav, R, and Rina, same on the lead. Next, circuit breaker are used for go. For a car overcurrent protection. Overcurrent. No name yet. Recommended classroom outlet height is green, below 0.9 meters. Okay, we have new name. That's Katie. Katie now on the second place immediately. Next, question 20. Emergency power systems are important for the use of generators. Critical safety and learning continuity. Okay? Katie has the highest answer of 8 straight answers. Next, the Philippine Fire Code is formally known as for yellow RA 9514. Okay, Ed, Emmy, R, Katie, and Zav. Okay, maintaining the lead. Bumalik. Next, occupancy of school buildings requires mayor's permit, fire safety, student verification, or teacher's certification. Okay, safety. Ed, Emmy, R, Katie, and Zav. Next, emergency exit routes must be decorative, locked, hidden, or unobstructed, and well marked. Green is the answer. 16. Ed, Emmy, R, Katie, and Rina. Hand washing facilities in schools are intended to what we need. Okay, we need to build reduced disease transmissions. Emmy, Katie, R, and Rina. Gender sensitive sanitation design. A18. School safety facility are prioritized primarily based on building color, teacher seniority, validated classroom certificate, or political influence. Okay, 19. R is now added in the top 5 list. Congratulations. Site validation before construction is important. Go. For land suitability and legal ownership. Pia, you are now included in the top 5. School damage by calamities are usually prioritized for structural rehabilitation. Ed, R, Emmy, Kate, and Pia. Heritage school buildings are often preserved because of their cultural and historical value. Ed, R, Emmy, Katie, and Pia still on the lead. Electrification projects are prioritized for without reliable power supply. Next, natural ventilation in classrooms is mainly achieved through operable window openings. 32. Cross ventilation is also you are all correct. Air enters and exits through opposite opening. They may come and go. Thermal comfort design helps mainly for okay, maintaining suitable indoor temperature. Ed, R, Emmy, Katie, and Pia is still on the lead. Ergonomic classroom designs focuses on what is ergonomics. The yellow, you are all correct for human body comfort and movement. We have new names added. Lighting standards in classrooms are important to prevent. Okay, blue for eye strain and poor visibility. Electrical circuits in laboratories should be. Okay, you are all correct. They should be separated. Next, surge protection devices are installed. Can you guide again? Again, you are correct. Voltage spikes and lightning effect. Panel boards in school buildings should be. Yellow, accessible for maintenance and safety. Ground fault circuit interrupters or GFCI are important for flagpoles, libraries, park areas, or wet or waterproof areas. For ground, no wet and waterproof areas. 40. Energy efficient lighting in schools is recommended because it reduces the cost and supports sustainability. The main purpose of school drainage system is. What's the main purpose? Prevent flooding and contamination. Question 42. Toilets and eating areas. Habulin ninyo yung mga pangalan dyan. Palitan ninyo. Okay, next. 25 now are joining. Thank you very much. Last four questions. Emergency exit signage should be visible and standardized in color and symbol. Add MEPA, R, and ZAV. 46 school buildings access roads are important for. Emergency power entry, responder entry. 47. Soil testing before the construction of any school building is for foundation stability. 48. Classroom spatial design aims to support the learning activities and movement, uniform distribution, curricular activity, participation level. Learning activity movement. Majority got the answer. 49. Valid site ownership is required mainly. Avoid legal and construction risks. Ed, Emmy, PR, and Zav. And the last question is structural load combination design considers. Okay, we're looking for the dead load, the live load, the wind, and the earthquake forces. Who's our top scorers for the top three? Stav, Emmy, Ed, Pia, and Rina. Hindi man lang natin napanood yung paano ba i-rewind. Third place is Ma'am Pia, second is Ma'am Emmy, and the third is Ed. First place is Ed. Say, session summary. Okay, our total score is 57%. 57. So hindi tayo nakapasa sa 65%. But anyways, congratulations and thank you for the active involvement. So far, we have a very high uh, participation rate. That's 25 among you. No, thank you very much. Kumusta pong lahat? Magandang gabi po. Hindi niyo ako naririnig. Akala ko di ako naririnig. Akala ko di ako naririnig. Okay. Nasaan na tayo dito sa ating session? Yan yung last night, no? That's the last night session. For tonight's session, okay, let's expand our session's mock quiz kanina through the Kahoot game on the physical facilities. No? That's the strand. Pang ilang strand ba siya? Hirap maghanap. Ito na siguro. Ayan. Change ko lang po na mas magandang font. Haba ngayon, no? Ang haba. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Ito na naman yung ayaw makicommunicate sa akin. once being shared. Hindi na niya gustong mag-change jeans. Yan yun na. Wait lang po ayusin ko lang. Hindi maganda ang structure. Okay, we are still on operations, no? Management of daily operations for domain 2. And now on strand 3, we look into the various physical facilities, infrastructures, and physical plant. Okay. We talk about what are the facilities and infrastructures that we manage. We have the school infrastructures, which includes the physical buildings and structures, such as all our classrooms, libraries, laboratories, offices, sanitation blocks, the play areas, and the utilities, including, of course, uh, the most consumable necessities, that's the electricity, water, and the ICT networks. And we also have facilities that encompasses both the fixed and movable educational resources for teaching, learning, and daily operations, which includes our furniture, the instructional equipment, computers, and sanitation fixtures. For a physical plant, this is the entire physical environment of the school, including the buildings, grounds, utilities, power, water, communication, and service systems that support the daily education and operations. Together, these form the foundations of a safe, efficient, and conducive learning environment that supports the curriculum delivery, student growth, and institutional sustainability. Okay, what are the components of school facilities and plant? These are the essentials again, no? Just run through them. For classrooms, we should have an adequate size per number of the students. Okay, that's the ergonomics. The safe structural design, the proper lighting, ventilation, and acoustics or the sounds. For specialized learning spaces, we have spatial science laboratories. We also have buildings for libraries and ICT laboratories, which include instructional technology hubs. We do have buildings for administration and support that includes the principal office, the staff rooms and the meeting rooms, the guidance and counseling area for psychosocial support, and the nurse or the school clinic. And for hygiene, okay, what an ideal school to complete all of this, no? There should be a separate male and female toilets or genderized toilets. We also have hand washing stations with soap and water. clean drinking water sources, and waste disposal and recycling areas, or the MRF. Next, we have the recreational and physical activity spaces, which includes, hopefully, you have playgrounds with you, sports fields, and various courts. Then, for safety and emergency, you need to have your fire exits and evacuation routes, the first aid stations, the emergency assembly area, and the signages. Okay? Ano nang tawag doon nung mayroon tayong space for PPE before the students and all no enters, meron tayong specialized zone no or area. Ano nang tawag doon? Maalala nyo? Kung saan nandun yung mga pang thermometer, face mask, sanitations, kalimutan nyo na. Ano yung corner? Hindi, yung bago sa gate noon, nung pandemic. Yes, it's the triads, no? Next, on utilities and resources, you should have a stable electrical connections that is included in the grid, backup power for feasible generators or solar, then electrical systems protected against the overloads, and water and sanitation systems. Okay. Kumusta ang water ninyo? Sa principal's office lang bang may clean water supply, sanitation facilities, regular sanitation and hygiene maintenance? And for your communications fast structures, you should have your telephone or internet connectivity, school communication systems or the public address system. Okay, why this matters? Because it helps supports your digital learning, record keeping, and safety communications when you have a public address. No. So, what are the key standards and rules for all the facilities? DepEd in the Philippines issues the MPSS, or the minimum performance standards and specifications that specify the required quality, design, safety, and functionality of all the public facilities. And these are standards formed on the baseline criteria for designing, building, renovating, and maintaining all the school infrastructures. And they are mandatory and meant to ensure that it should have a safe, comfortable, inclusive, and educationally supportive built-in environment. Okay? What are the minimum performance standards and specifications? First, there's a specification for all school building designs, no? And it should adhere to all its specific and concrete structure. Lahat na nakalagay na, no? Pati yung mga sketches niya, nandun na lahat sa physical plant and facility manual. Titingnan nyo. Okay, why this matters, kapag nagpapatayo sila ng building, you should know how many windows, what are the specifications of the corridors, meron bang built-in na CR, meron bang magkakaroon ba siya ng tiles, kumusta ang tawag doon, roofings and walls niya. May mga kasi sinasabing walang finish. Hindi po finish ang i-build up namin, mga ganon, no? Para kayong niloloko. So you should know that what's the name of the building or the specific type of the building, alam nyo na kung anong laman at anong maibibuild doon. No? May mga buildings na meron ng electric fan, meron ng built-in toilets, meron ng tiles. Tapos sabihin walang mga yon, no? Just a pure, simple building na hindi siya ma-finish. You should know that. No? Then the construction and installation of utilities. At alam nyo ba na wala na sa DPWH ang constructions ng buildings natin? Yes? Alam nyo na ba? Na nasa LGU na lahat ang mga building constructions. Tinanggal na. So yung sabi ko nga noon sa session natin, dapat si LGU nyo ay nag-apply na they are capable to build up school buildings na nakaline noon sa DPWH. So you check your LGU kung nasali ba sa most important or priority list nyo ang school ninyo, no? Sa school buildings. Kasi nandun na kay engineer ng munisipyo yung mga list of identified schools with buildable buildings. Nakatag na kayo doon sa LGU nyo na, hindi na sa DPWH. So saan kayo hihingi na ng construction sa LGU nyo na. Okay? Then the construction and installation of all utilities, meron ng specification, no? Even the facility planning and review. So these standards ensure that all school buildings provide adequate comfort, safety, accessibility, compliance with environmental and statutory requirements. Hindi pwedeng yung isang school, iba ang itsura ng mga upuan niya, mga table niya, kung ano-ano, no? So what is good in one school should be the same in one particular school. Now, DepEd has reestablished MPSS through DepEd Order Number 6 of 2021, which reaffirms the standards and expand them to include alternative construction materials while still complying with our national building rules. O baka luma na ang DO6 of 2021. This was the reestablishment, no? The key components of the design, okay, we have the architectural design standards, which include the physical dimensions, the layout, and spatial requirements of all the school buildings. Okay, we have the specific room sizes for classrooms, size for corridors and offices. We also have specific types of doors and windows for illumination and ventilation, accessibility features such as the establishment of ramps, railings, and handrails. Hindi na pwedeng magpatayo ng building na hindi ito compliant, no, sa accessibility. Then, lighting, acoustics, thermal comfort, and ergonomic design principles should also be given importance. However, due to the problem on buildable space, nagkakaroon ng problema sa mga ito. No? So, wala na chance kundi ipatayo yung building. Kesa naman, i-transfer sa ibang schools who are also needing the building. Ano mas gusto nyo? An open space na magkaroon ka ng napakaliking playground pero walang building, dami yung learners, saan nyo ilalagay ang mga bata, no? Yun ang problema at decisions na bigyan nyo ng pansin. Okay, may playground ka or wala kang playground pero may building ang mga bata, anong choice mo as a principal, no? Tatanungin ka. Now, here are the designs, specific designs. For the ceiling and height, the window placement, the doors, 180, nakuha nyo kanina. For the corridors and floorings, purpose pag pinapalaki mo ang word, no? Thermal comforts, the structural design standards, okay? Tama ba kanina yung wind speed ng the building should withstand the wind velocity at around 340 kilometers per hour. That is the highly relevant. Parang mali yung answer ko, no? 250 ata sinabi doon. Oo. That should be the specific velocity kaya niyang hindi mawakwak, no? Highly relevant typhoon-prone regions and the significant quake magnitudes. Let's change the answer key. Saan naman niya kinuha ng answer key na yun? Okay, the foundational design must be based on actual soil bearing capacity. Okay, the proper footing type should have a spread, a mat, and a pile, depending on the soil test, and must comply with the national soil and SCP and NBCP. Baka makapagsalita ako ng mali na term. Ayun ang NSB. Saan na? Seismic resistance, no? Ang gulo kapag pumupunta sa taas. Structures must be designed for NSCP seismic loads. The seismic factor for Zone 4, typically used in the Philippines, have an importance factor of 1.5 for school buildings. For the roofing, with a minimum wind loads, no? And the wind importance factor of 1.15 for school buildings. For load combinations, both the dead load and the live loads, the dead loads include the structural weight and the live loads include the occupants, no? And furniture loads, plus the wind load, plus the earthquake load and the roof, live, snow, window, temperature loads, depending on the structure. So, ang dami palang i-consider kapag nagpapatayo ka ng building, no? On material quality, in terms of the columns and beams. Yan. Consider mo din yan. The concrete, the rebar, the steel must meet quality and specifications. Later on, we'll see. Okay. Mali din yung tanong kanina na what's the service life of the building, no? It should not be 50. Grabe naman yung 50 years. Mag-retire na yung teacher. Grabe, mag-retire na yung teacher and nandun pa yung... It should be 25-year service life only, no? Mali na naman yung answer na yun. 25 years lang. Bumabalik. Yan, ah. So the design life and durability of the building's structural systems usually designed for must not be, no? Or equal to but less than 25 years. Exceeding 25 years, that is condemnable or not suited for inhabitable na siya, no? Delikado na. The electrical design standards, it must meet the safety codes for wiring outlets, lighting and switches, avoiding overloads and hazards. Yan, mismo kasi kapag iniiwan natin yung building natin na hindi natin tinatanggal yung mga tawag doon, octopus wiring, sumisiga siya sa gabi, no? So pagdating mo, wala na, naabo na yung mga gamit because of this too many wirings sa loob ng klase na hindi na-check. DepEd's MPSS requires that the electrical plans strictly conform to the national electrical safety standards and any regulatory code to prevent the fires and even electrocution and ensure functionality, reliability. So far naman, wala naman tayong mga records ng mga learners na electrified, no? Okay, because we have a grounding and protective systems. Okay, compliant with the Philippine Electoral Code is under PD 1096 on the National Building Code of the Philippines. For safety wiring and conduit layouts should be properly wired, separate the conduits, and properly labeled. So far naman, pasok naman lahat ang mga grounding, wala namang nakukuryente ang batas ay set. No? For lighting requirements, you should now use the LED instead of yung mga yellow bulbs. No? Then, classroom should have an emergency lighting where needed, pero wala naman. Mga schools natin yun. Then, on outlets and switches, may mga buildings pa noon na ang taas-taas ang saksakan na nandun sa pinakatuktok ng blackboard. Paano ka naman makapagsaksak pag may pinupuntahan kaming mga schools no during national press conference and hanapin mo na saan ang mga saksakan na po nandun sa pinakatuktok ng mga buildings. Hindi siya compliant sa sinasabing what's the height requirement for all of this. Okay, on toilets. Meron tayong ratio for pupil toilet bowl, no? It's one toilet per 25 students. Lumabas ito sa test. What's the pupil toilet requirement bowl per ratio? For the separate male-female toilet, that's gender-sensitive design, including the provisions of menstrual hygiene management and privacy and disposable or disposal bins. Okay, just read this by passing anyway. Pag pinigay ko na to sa inyo. Okay, what are the criteria for facility requests when you apply for additional buildings? Do you have a classroom deficits and needs analysis? You have to submit this before they will analyze if you are really in need of building or not. No? What is the school's actual shortage of usable classrooms vis-a-vis with unused classrooms or non-instructional classrooms? Baka naman mas maraming classrooms na ginawa ninyong facility or administrative offices rather than instructional classrooms. Okay. Kailangan nyo yun muna ma-explain na pati yung principal's office and the clinics and library were already used as classrooms. No? Even your court and corridors naging classrooms na siya. No? So those are priority for classroom building. Then, what's the current classroom ratio versus your ideal department standard? And based on validated data from your EBAEs, that's why I'm telling you that you have to clear out your EBAEs reports because that will ignite the national office to provide you shortages. No? Now, on valid site ownership and buildable space, the site should have a valid ownership documents. Kung wala po kayong titulo sa school ninyo, delikado po kayo, you are not the priority. No? These are the project prioritized where they are feasible to implement legally and physically, reducing risk of delay or cancellation of your application. Meron kang needs sa building pero Sunod na tatanungin sa'yo, do you have a ownership of the school lot? Ako wala. No? Do you have a sufficient buildable space? Or no encroachments against private entity or legal clarity? Next, you should have a required site validation reports. For technical engineering compliance, pangatlo, you should have a pre-detailed engineering analysis, and that's the case subject to soil tests, the detailed engineering designs and estimates designed by your division engineer, and you should have a valid recommendation by the SDS. Now, the damage from calamities, these are the first priority again if they are damaged by typhoon, earthquake, flood, or fire. Then the school with the structural damage needing urgent repair, and also schools are left without repair for the rest 2 to 3 years. So you have to report it na wala pang dumating na repair no after 2 to 3 years. For all the repair and maintenance policy, schools are targeted to repair after 5-year cycle. So every 5 years, there's a need to repair all your classrooms. Then entire facilities are evaluated periodically. This will improve the longevity of the physical structure and prevent backlogs of unmet needs. And maintenance, of course, is a key dimensions of facility effectiveness. Then, for special population and vulnerable schools, your school should have a high number of student population, including the indigenous peoples of more than 50% of your enrollment rate, no? And the schools in lowest income or most underserved municipalities are also prioritized through equity naman ang uh, reasons no for prioritizing your classrooms and multi-grades and special education centers for heritage and cultural preservation, rehabilitation and restoration of the Gabaldon and heritage school building. This preserves the historical school architecture while also improving the safety and learning environment. For electrification, the priority is those who are with lacking connections on the grid, no? Schools requiring upgraded facility. Baka ilang taon na yung mga wires ninyo tapos di pa kayo nag-rewiring. Delikado yun, ha? Ilang taon na. Baka wala ka pa noon na estudyante, yun pa rin yung mga wires na ginagamit nyo. So you should include also in your school improvement plan yung SIP ninyo na kailangan na ng rewiring. So malaki ang gastos sa rewiring and rebuilding plan ng electric plan ninyo, no? So all in all, you have to replace dilapidated structures, the classroom shortages, calamity damage repair, hazard mitigation, and safety. Why this matters to you as a school head? Sabihin mo bang, aalis din lang naman ako sa inyo, so bahala na yung susunod na school head sa mga problema ninyo dito sa school. Ganun ba? Ang system thinking ng nakatalagang school head. So hindi po dapat, no? Kung anong nadatnan niyang problema, kailangan niyang solusyonan. Huwag po yung pasa-pasa na lang. Dahil kapag nasabing, ay, panahon niya ni Ma'am Pia, no? So that's the legacy. Doon sa lugar, kapag pinapuntahan at binabalikan, thank you Ma'am Pia because your time, nabigyan ng solusyon yung dilapidated building namin. Yung pagkahaba-habang panahon na nasira ng bagyo, ikaw po yung nag-build ng mga bagong buildings namin. Thank you po. O, di ba? Kapag ina-announce yun sa during flag ceremony or during any activities in the school, you were once no a part of the improvement. So, kahit wala ka na mention pa rin yung pangalan mo. So, as a leader, you should ensure all facilities comply with the DepEd minimum performance and prepare data-driven proposals. Okay, kahit hindi man na mangyari sa yung time, but then you had submitted no a proposal, then pag marinig mo, na-approve mo na yung proposal, then you are lucky enough to say good luck to the next school head, no? Dahil implement mo na yung aking nasimulan. Ganun. Yan. So these are just summary of the discussion points. Here are the very various types of school buildings, the function sizes, and architectural standards. For standard classroom, you have 7 by 9. No? Remember, this 7 by 9 is the standard design adopted among Philippine schools with a size of 30 to 40 learner occupants. For multi-story building, the story height is 3 meters, stair with 4.5 to 5.0 meters or more. Yan, multi-story with a clearance of 2.m corridors. For science lab, the floor area is larger than the classroom with 80 to 100 square meters depending on the equipment and student number. For ICT building or rooms is 60 to 80 square meters with the spacing of 1.2 minimum between their workstations. Parang dalawa yon, no? Na magka parallel with each other with multiple outlets and ventilations. Required ba na naka-aircon talaga ang mga computer? Tapos ikaw na school head, walang computer. Tapos si computer operator nyo may live aircon, no? Library Learning Resource or LRC, that's 80 to 120 meters square depending on the school size. Ganito na kasi you cannot implement actually the standard if the lot cannot provide you of the actual measure. Kesa naman na walain yung building sa'yo, then gagawa ka na ng paraan na magkaroon ng distance between 150 to 250 meters, no? Square meters for a multipurpose hall or auditorium, toilet and sanitation. Diyan naman na lahat. Okay, you will read. For canteen is 30 to 60 plus the kitchen with 15 to 30 meters. Playground, open field of 7 by 10. Okay, with the court size of basketball. Naku, lumabas ito sa test. Paano nyo kaya ma-memorize to? Sa totoo lang. Sabi ng mga sir, lumabas pa pati yung size ng basketball court and the volleyball court. My God, paano nyo to? Bahala na kayo. Kung ano-ano naman ang mga napili na mga ipa-exam. So you cannot actually know what type of test is given. Yan. Typically, the dimensions of classroom is 7 by 9. Kapag basahin niyo yung physical facilities manual, may distinction between elementary and secondary. Pero typically, yan naman ang desired, no, standard. With a floor finish of a single-story building that's 225 mm above ground with a multi-story of 325 mm. That's the floor risk response. It should be non-skid, grayish floor. Oh, talagang walang kuan, no? Walang building na na-specify ang tiles. Kaya pag titingnan niyo yung mga newly built buildings, hindi talaga siya tiled. Because ang sabi dito, it should not be non-skid with a grayish material for safety. Kaya naman kasi, sige, pa-tiles na. Interior clear heights is 2, must not be. Or not more than 2 meters, no? Pala yung, ganun. Greater than ba yan? Less than. Less than, no? Corridor and circulation is not less than or equal to 1.0. Multi-story corridor is not less than or equal to 2 with protective railings of 1.0 high to ensure the safety in a multi-story. Huwag kayong maglagay ng railings na below 1, no? Tatalon ang mga bata. Okay. Stairways. The stairway should be 1 meter, typically 4.5 to 5 on the major circulation routes in a new design. According to DepEd order establishing all educational facilities must design to ensure the comfort, safety, and accessibility. Ito yung mga requirements, no? Paulit-ulit na to. Okay, the Basic Educational Facilities Fund or the BFF is a national budgetary mechanisms established by DepEd to support the school infrastructure development. This will help improve the all the classroom shortages and gaps, dilapidated and unsafe structures, sanitation and water facilities. Punta lang tayo sa one of the wala na yan, no? DPWH. Saan na yung isa? Okay, what are the types of construction modalities in the Philippines? First, we have the school-led building construction. If you recall that there was an instance where during the principal-led before SBM was implemented, no? So this is a construction initiative where the school directly takes the lead in planning, managing, and sometimes implementing the construction, either the community support or direct DepEd delegation. Historically, it referred to as the principal-led school building or the red and black school building program before being incorporated into a wider government approach. Pero hindi siya natuloy. No? Ewan ko kung anong naging problema. What are the advantages of a principal-led? Okay, it can be flexibility and addressing the specific or urgent facility needs, and the school community involvement can improve their ownership and monitoring. But what are also its limitations? It requires a strong technical supervision because the schools are not construction agencies. Okay, they are not governed by a trained technical experts to operationalize a principal-led building. Next, the quality and compliance must be verified by an engineer to meet the MPSS standard. Ito pala yung problema bakit hindi nagpatuloy yung principal-led. Then comes the DPWH-led building or the DPWH building act as an implementing agency. Nagkaroon ng problema ngayon dahil sa cases ngayon or pending cases about this. Then, ngayon na ay tinawag na LGU-led building wherein the fund projects is initiated and implemented directly to the local government units such as the city government, municipal, and provincial. This may complement the national program. This is under the Local Government Code or RA 7160, specifically on sections 272, that LGUs may allocate up to 1% of the real property tax revenue. What are the advantages? They can significantly accelerate the constructions locally and promote local ownership and responsiveness. Then there are also public-private partnership building, no? Yung mga various agencies, private institutions who are also in support to building programs. Wait lamang po ah. The PSIP. Then we also have NGO or community assisted constructions. And yan, summary. Okay, so that ends our discussion for tonight. Then you're ready for assessment. I have an assessment material to share tonight. Hold on for at least 1 minute so that I can provide the QR code. So, Okay? Please continue to answer, then we'll end our sessions na po. Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Good luck sa inyong scores.